So this is my bottom review to Amanda Serrano defeating Celine Hansen by second round TKO to retain her win, WBA and WBO featherweight titles. It was a bad stoppage. I thought it was a bad stoppage from the referee, to be honest with you. Because Hansen was throwing back. It was a bit of a premature stoppage. It's not like he got knocked down, really, was it? He got knocked down or whatever. It was only the second round where Serrano was putting that pressure on, but I still think Hansen should have still been able to continue for me, in my opinion. So it's a bit of a premature bad stoppage for me, but it's job done. Not Serrano's fault, is it? It's not Amanda Serrano's fault. It's job done. But I feel Hansen will feel a bit hard done by getting stopped early by the referee. Obviously, Serrano was always going to win. Serrano was always going to win the fight, but for me, it was still a bit of a premature stoppage, in my opinion, because I thought Hansen defended herself very well, to be fair, and she was falling back. So, in terms of what next for Serrano, I've always said it, that it's a Bandana fight. I think that's the fight to make for Serrano, the Bandana fight. Near enough at the same weight division as well, near enough, and so I think they'll have no problems getting that fight on. I think that's the fight to make, in my opinion. I think I said that for years. And probably the only fight left for both of them as well. I know Bandana and Tarian Dubois, I know them two have a bit back and forward, and Shields and Bandana have had a back and forward as well. But Serrano Bandana makes the most sense for me. I think that makes the most sense. I think that would be a great fight to watch. So I think that what should be next for me. Then we saw the rematch, which obviously was the main event. Stephanie Han getting a decision win over Holm in the rematch to retain a WBA lightweight world title. Another robbery for me. I think that was another robbery in boxing. I'm pretty sure it was a robbery in the first fight as well. I'm pretty sure. Even though I expected Stephanie Han to put in a more better performance than she showed in the first fight, in the rematch, this is when the competed opposite way for Stephanie Han, where a 44-year-old Holm just seemed to have her number. Just seemed to have had her number, but unfortunately for Holm, she got robbed by the judges for me. Because Stephanie Han was struggling for me. She was struggling in that fight. She was backing off. She was backing off and holding. She was backing off and holding. And that's when you know she was struggling. Holm, at 44 years old, fair play to her, at 44 years old, still battling for a world title as well. She still looked good at 44 years old. Not at her best, at her prime, but she still looked very good. But what does this tell us about Stephanie Han? That she's struggling against a 44-year-old, with all due respect to Holm, who's 44 years old. What does that say about Stephanie Han? There's more questions and answers about her now. Obviously, Stephanie Han will now move on. This is so sad to see, because I don't think Holm will get another world title shot ever again after that robbery. But it's just, once again, it's a bit like football with the referees. The judges are an absolute disgrace in boxing. Honest to God. Absolute disgrace. But it feels like it was fit as well. It just feels like it was just fit as well. Or that Stephanie Han can't use. She can't use this early on in her career. But yeah, she was robbed. She was robbed massively for me. And it's done me a shame now for Holm, because I just don't see her getting another world title shot now. For her age of 44 years old as well. Which she's already achieved a lot in her career as well. It's a real sad shame, isn't it? Real sad shame. But there's more questions and answers about Stephanie Han now after that. Despite her being a champion. So, elsewhere we saw Edenis Yara's defeat Itasa Faye by split decision to keep hold of the WBC lightweight title with knockdown. The knockdown for me sealed the win for Yara's. I think that was the right decision. I think Yara's just won it. I think she just won it on that knockdown. I don't agree with the split decision. I thought it was more maturity in Alvarez's decision for me, in Alvarez's favour. It's how I expected it to do. Close fight. It was the one I was looking forward to the most. A very close fight. Faye had her moments in the fight, but I think the knockdown from Alvarez won it for me. I think that was the key part of the fight where that one hurt the fight for me. Without that knockdown, I actually think Faye probably would have won, in my opinion. Probably would have edged it, but I think the knockdown just edged it for Alvarez, in my opinion. Would I love to see the rematch? Potentially. I wouldn't be against the rematch, to be fair, because it was a split decision. And Faye does have a taste for a rematch as well. If there is a rematch, I actually do think Faye would win the rematch. I think Faye would win the rematch, but if I'm Alvarez, I'll be avoiding the rematch straight away. If I'm being honest with you, move on. Move on, you got to win. But if I'm Faye, you got a taste for a rematch, and if there is a rematch, I think Faye would win the rematch, in my personal opinion. And finally, on the card, we saw Daisy Robinson defeat Mary Spencer by unanimous decision to remain unified middleweight champion. A huge win, a composed performance, very good composed performance as ever from Daisy Robinson, and still the woman to beat at 160 as well. Composed, sharp, comfortable win for her against Mary Spencer. Comfortable win as well. And like I said, she's the woman to beat still at 160. So, but that is my bottom review to the Amanda Serrano versus Zane Hansen card. Well, actually, it was Stephanie Han, Holm as the main event, wasn't it? So, I will obviously title that as the review. But feel free to leave your thoughts on all the fights I've swapped out down below in the comments, and I'll see you all for the next bottom review. A lot to talk about.